presented by Exquisite Timepieces. More about them in the description down below and later in the video. This is the Singer Track 1 Hong Kong edition. It's one of 9 Track 1 models in the collection, and with its blacked out matte finished case, it is, at least in my opinion, easily one of the best from the collection. And while it's an amazing high horology timepiece, I do have to say that once you take a look at it, it can be a little bit intimidating. First, because of the price, and second, due to the complication of the watch face. But once you've taken a minute to wrap your head around the way that it works, it's actually fairly approachable. That is, if your bank account can take the hit. What's up, everybody? This is Guy with Just Bluefish Watch Reviews, and yeah, today we're taking a look at this Singer Track 1 thanks to my channel sponsor and the amazing watch dealer, Exquisite Timepieces, located right here in Naples, Florida. So a big thanks to them for loaning me this watch for the video. Now, you might not be too familiar with the brand Singer Reimagined. Look, that's okay. It's a relatively new brand, at least in the world of watches. Singer Reimagined was created in 2017 to explore the world of high-end watchmaking. Now, since then, Singer Reimagined has become a Geneva-based award-winning high-end watchmaker. Now, it's part of the Singer Group, which is a brand that you might be a little bit familiar with because they're a California-based luxury brand that has become globally renowned for its bespoke restorations of the Porsche 911 since their inception in 2009. Now, I did make mention of the intimidation factor with this watch. First, let's talk about the price. $55,000 is a price that's bound to give some people a bit of sticker shock, but once you take in everything that's going on with this watch, including the quality and the unique design, I hope that you'll begin to appreciate why this watch is one that will have absolutely no problem selling out of its limited 50-piece production. Sure, it might not be the watch for you. Heck, it's probably not a watch for me either, if for no other reason than I simply can't afford it. But for the fans of the Singer vehicle brand and for fans of the Porsche 911, this could be every bit of a grail watch, as some of the more well-known chronographs that are available on the watch market. And honestly, I have to say it's no less impressive than any of those other watches either. Now, a little bit about this one. It is limited to 50 pieces. This matte black ceramic aluminum cased chronograph is topped with an anti-reflective sapphire crystal. It does feature 100 meters of water resistance, and it rides on a black cloth strap with titanium rivets and a folding buckle. And it also runs a 55-hour power reserve Eigengraph caliber 6361 column wheel chronograph movement. Now, the watch face, at first, yeah, like I said, it can be a little bit of an intimidating presentation. In a design that is both interesting and very unique, the center of the dial is reserved entirely for all of the chronograph timing functions, which includes tracking elapsed seconds, minutes, and hours. Now, it's a pretty clever 3-hand system based around the central hand stack, and each hand indicates either seconds, minutes, or hours, and it's an incredibly easy to read chronograph interface. Now, on the other hand, the daily timekeeping functions are positioned on the peripheral of the dial with a series of rotating discs for the minutes and the hours, and an orange accented arrow pointer at the southern cardinal position of the watch face to indicate the current time. It's another clever system that is extremely unique, and it's something that you don't see on the typical timepiece from the more common manufacturers. Now, once you've taken a moment to wrap your head around the layout, it becomes a very intuitive way to both read the time and to run the chronograph functions. Now, I have to say, overall, with its black presentation and orange accents, along with the unique interface, this is one bold and sexy watch face, and it stands in contrast to the other racing and aviation chronographs on the market in all the right ways. Now, at the rear of the watch case, we are presented with the view of that 6361 chronograph movement. And it's an intricate and a beautiful work of art and engineering, consisting of 477 components, with a detailed and refined finishing across every one of those components, making for an impressive view of the engine running this timepiece. Now, the movement's claim to fame is being an Eigengraph. And there's a lot of cool and technical information about the technology and the engineering that went into the development of this aging graph movement. Much more than I could or would pack into this short presentation. But suffice to say, what I find cool is that the architecture brings together all of the chronograph functions to the center of the watch, and it uses a dual-sided rotor for the automatic self-winding mechanism, leaving you with an unimpeded view of the movement. I gotta say, that's what I really find truly most interesting about this watch, and about the movement. So to say that the movement in this timepiece is both impressive to look at and impressive in function would be nothing short of an understatement. Now, a few more things to touch on before we sign off here. The outer hour and minutes discs are fully loomed, and they give off great glow-in-the-dark legibility, which I was rather impressed to see. The watch case, while beautiful in its matte black ceramic, is also quite a pleasure on the wrist. Now, it's not a small watch at 43 millimeters in diameter, but it's not outlandishly large for a chronograph. In fact, I'd say that it's fairly typical for the genre, and even on my smaller 6.5-inch wrist, the watch does wear really well. But like most chronographs, one thing to keep in mind is that it is a bit on the thicker side. It's not terrible, just a little bit thick. So keep that in mind if it's something that you would be thinking about wearing with long sleeves or a jacket. Other than that, yeah, not a whole lot more to say. It is an extremely expensive, rare, and limited edition sports chronograph, and the question is a sports chronograph like this worth the asking price of $55,000? Well, let's ask this question. Is a Porsche 911 worth the asking price that they go for? I guess if you have to ask that question, the answer is probably no, at least for you. But for the people that appreciate these types of things, there might be almost no price that would stop them from enjoying one of these mechanical marvels. And for those people, I salute you and I say, ride on. This video is presented in partnership with Exquisite Timepieces, located in Naples, Florida. Exquisite is an authorized dealer of dozens of watch brands, including Seiko and Grand Seiko, Omega, Oris, Blancpain, Breguet, and many more. Exquisite also has an amazing selection of pre-owned watches with new inventory coming in daily. So if you're looking for your next watch, check their website, exquisitettimepieces.com, or call their store at 239-227-2932, and let them know that you heard about them from Guy and the Just Bluefish channel. I can't recommend them enough.